time again. Another day for another win. We ain't never gonna relent. We going hard, never giving in. Hey yo, it's time for another one. Yeah, we on another run. We ain't never leaving. The competition we don't see. This is winning season. This is winning season. That time again, another day for another win. We ain't never gonna relent. We going hard, never giving in. Hey yo, it's time for another one. Yeah, we on another run. We ain't never leaving. The competition we don't see. This is winning season. This is winning season. This is winning season.
Caged at Buffalo Wild Wings. We have the girls basketball program in the building here tonight. Excited about this one. Coach Shane Coffey here with me. I'm Dylan Rivera. Just getting started. We have the coaches, of course, first, and players to join us here shortly. But, Coach, I always like to start with the staff by asking them about their background in basketball, how they got to where they were. So that's my first question to you is, what brought you to BA and how'd you get here?
It's a long story. I literally have been coaching. This is year 31 for me. Mm-hmm. My first coaching job was an 8th grade boys basketball job in Edmond, Oklahoma. And had an opportunity, kind of opened up an eye of a legend high school coach, Mike DeLaGarza at Edmond Memorial High School. Worked with him for a couple years before he retired. Just continued to stay on staff for a couple more years, and then was at Edmond Memorial for 10, turned a program around that was struggling a little bit at the time, and we became a perennial power, which was so much fun to watch that program grow. But going to the University of Tulsa after that 10-year stint, and it was a great 10 years there, you know, but I needed to find a little more time for my own family at the end of the day, and this BA job had opened up, and Amanda Snyder was actually my connection. She just kind of reached out to me one day and was like, would you have any interest to talk about this job? And I was like, yeah, I will. And they talked about culture. They talked about family. They talked about big things that really make me believe in what we're doing here in BA is really, really special. So it was a no-brainer for me, you know, and it's been fun. It's crazy. I've been here 4 years already and watched this program grow very similar to the way it was at Edmond Memorial.
Yeah. Well, that was my follow-up question, is this being now season number 5 for you. Maybe just what's changed for you from year 1 to year 5 at Broken Arrow?
Well, I think, first of all, the interest of women's basketball here in Broken Arrow has grown. I think our numbers have increased tremendously. I know day one when I took this job 4 years ago, we had 11 kids out for the varsity program total. And that was, I'm over here having a vision of having a sophomore team, a JV team, and a varsity team with 11 kids. And that was hard to do that first year, but we found a way, you know, and really kind of invested in our junior high programs and got them to understand what we're doing and what we're about. And it's just kind of continued to carry over. And it's been fun to kind of watch all of our kids, knowing that I'm in year 5 now, watching these kids grow up, you know, not just as basketball players, but as just individuals, you know, on and off the court too.
Well, one thing that I like is that you are very forward-centric. You're thinking about what's going on in the future, what's down the line. And you were talking to me yesterday about the 6th grade teams and the 8th grade teams. You're going all the way down the line. So I know you're excited about this program and where it's at right now. This year, your team looks vastly different than it did last year. If you watched Broken Arrow girls basketball last year, the lineup you're going to see this year is going to be awfully different. What is maybe something that will be the calling card of this year's team, something that you can point to and say, this is going to be a real strength for us?
You know, first of all, this team is going to be different, and I think that's one of the wonderful things about coaching the game of basketball. It's like putting together a puzzle, you know, every year, and every year that puzzle is going to be a little different, you know, and you're going to have strengths in certain areas of the game that you may not have had the year before, or vice versa, and you as a coaching staff have got to come up with kind of a plan to be able to get the most out of your players. And I look at our team right now, and I've just been so thrilled to watch what they're doing in practice. They've been so coachable, from day one. We're still learning, a lot as a young team. But we are definitely kind of growing in the right aspect. But probably the biggest thing that you're going to see with this team this year is they are so unselfish. And that is something that I think kind of puts us in a position that where some people may look at us and go, they may not have all the horses that they had a year ago, so they may be a little down this year. But in reality, I just think these kids, our JV group was 28-1 over the last 2 years. And they've learned how to win, and they've practiced at a high level for the last couple of years, and it's their turn. And you can see it in our scrimmages so far, but their unselfish ability, on the offensive end and the ability to help each other with rotations on the defensive side, even though it's still kind of a process for us right now, they're growing at a really good rate. And I know we're going to be right where we need to be, as we get into January and February as a team to be a true contender again. And that's our expectation every year.
I don't want to ask you to rank it from like a 1 to a 10, but on maybe a confidence meter, where's your confidence at with the season just around the corner now?
First of all, I think the biggest thing is just the excitement that we have, but if you're going to make me put a number to it, man, I would say right now, I'd say we're at a 7, 7.5 probably, but it's one of those things that I think this team still doesn't know how much potential they have, and it takes a lot of reps, it takes a lot of experiences to kind of elevate that to the next level. I just think there's a lot of outside programs that are looking at us right now and thinking that we're going to be down, and I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. We may have that underdog role, in certain games, but that may be a little different than what we've seen in the last couple of years. But I love that, we just need to go out there and go give it our all, give great effort night in and night out, play together, be unselfish, do the things we need to do defensively, and we're going to be just fine.
You mentioned the scrimmages that you guys have gone through over the last couple of weeks, and tell me a little bit about how those have gone and what you've been able to see through those scrimmages. As
we've gone through our scrimmage season, it's been fun to watch. Once again, you don't ever know what your team's going to be like until you play against somebody else. And we had our very first scrimmage. We hosted a super scrimmage the last weekend of October, and it was a huge success. Coach Davis does an incredible job kind of organizing that and putting it together. I just want to give him a shout out for that because he does a great job with that. But our first couple scrimmages, we've learned a lot. We played Sapulpa right out of the box, and we played Sapulpa right out of the box last summer, and they beat us, and we had a chance to win it in overtime, I think it was, at the buzzer, and we didn't finish out, and they ended up getting the win. And we saw our team last summer just slowly grow. But we came in this scrimmage against Sapulpa, and we took care of business from the get-go. It was a grind early, but we found a way to kind of extend that lead, had some success there, and I think Sapulpa is a state contender, this year. So that was really encouraging. We also have scrimmaged Choctaw from the west side, and I think they are going to be a really, really good team as well. And our kids came in hungry. They came in knocking down shots, moving the ball, unselfish, getting the ball up the floor in transition. I think that's what you're going to see a lot of this year from our team.
When we had talked in, I think it was June when you were at ORU, you had talked about this team playing so unselfishly like you're talking about now, but I think where the players were at individually then is different than where they're at now. You had talked about some of the strides that these players have taken over these last few months. How much has that helped with getting this team ready to go, seeing those individual strides taken?
First of all, I think our team our staff take great pride in player development, and I think for a program to create successful longevity, you've got to be able to develop players. And your players have got to understand that it's a process, it's a journey. And our kids have done that. Obviously we played some games in June, and we continue to work out in July, and in August we really get into some individual breakdown type stuff, and that's where you begin to really see that growth. Our kids, I'm going to use Jay as an example. I know you're going to visit with her a little bit, but she was such an electric guard. Last year she was so explosive in what she was able to do. But one of the things, she's very unselfish. She wants to give it up. But she's really worked hard on not only just driving and reading and reacting, she's now putting herself in a position where she can knock down a three on a consistent basis, and that's just opened up her game to a whole new level. That's just one example, but we've had several of our players. Audrey Dow is another one that her confidence level is rising, on the daily. Scarlett Shell is a young lady that's shooting the ball really well. I could go down the list all the way, but our players have taken great pride, obviously, in wanting to get better. They understand that every practice is a rep. And with those reps, that's what's going to get you to play at a high level. And I feel like our team, though we have our ups and downs, being a young team, we are seeing more highs than lows. And I think that's what we're going to continue to see as we progress through the season.
Saying that it's a young team and seeing those ups and downs, is that something that you expect to see all season long, or do you expect them at some point to maybe hit their stride and then hopefully catch fire and see that through to the postseason?
Well, I definitely hope that we hit the stride.
Right, right.
But, yes, I think early on we're going to experience a lot of different things in games. We try, and we haven't done enough yet in practice work in late game situations. And we've got to, that's something that's on my notes to really start hitting on these last couple of weeks before we start season. But if we can kind of develop those where we actually experience those late game experiences, and we can watch on film the successes, we can watch on film the things that we got to get a little better at, I think those strides are going to come a lot quicker. The fact that these kids are eager, they take coaching really, really well. We try to watch film after every scrimmage, after practices, certain things that maybe we're working on. It might be how we're defending on balls, or it might be how we need to defend handoffs or screening on offense. But film doesn't lie. And, over 31 years, I've coached kids that don't take coaching very well. They think that they know it all this and that. But this group has been very, very open and willing to kind of learn, and they change it after they see it. And I think that's kind of what we need for our program early. But I think this team can have a lot of success right out of the box, too.
How's that been for you as a coach to go through the process of maybe coaching these girls a little bit more than you did last year and teaching these girls a little bit more than you did last year and having to go through the X's and O's with them?
Yeah, last year's team had gone through all of that before, and last year was an opportunity for us to kind of enjoy, the hard work that we put into, and the coaching was different, obviously, a year ago. It was a little more of a mental, side of approach of how to go win a quarter, win a ball, finish out a ball game, things like that. Where this team this year, it is all about, there's a lot of X's and O's that are having to be taught, angles, on how we attack screens, being headhunters, actually learning to move at a game speed. Yep. I've got a young freshman, Sophia Vogel, that I tell her all the time, this isn't junior high anymore, and it's not trying to criticize her, but she's played at a different speed. Yeah. And she's getting better and better every day, at that aspect of it. But, those are things that it's going to take some time and some reps, but we're going to get right where we need to and be right in the thick of things when we need to be.
So many seasons down under your belt, and now season number 5 here at Broken Arrow. How excited are you just to get back to the sidelines?
It seems like, honestly, yesterday the season ended. Yeah. My wife probably isn't so happy that season has started, but I get a little anxious. This time of year, she didn't even hear me over there. She's over there just talking away. But I get a little anxious starting about mid-October, and I this is in my blood. I just know this is what I'm called to do, as an individual, and help lead a young group of young women, not only as basketball players, but to lead them to be successful individuals off the court. But when we get these opportunities, to get on the floor and play, it's just an amazing feeling, and I just want to see all that hard work pay off for our kids.
Definitely. Well, I know you're excited. I know your coaching staff is excited. I'm excited, and I can't wait for game number 1. But before we get there, we've got to take one commercial break and come back and talk to a couple of the players here live on Uncaged at Buffalo Wild Wings. Keep it right here.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Oh, I got my order wrong.
This is me, Jessica. And this is
Jessica?
not my coffee. And my friend said, oh, wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap. And I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, parks improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Welcome back live here on Uncaged to Buffalo Wild Wings, the girls basketball program. Joining us here tonight, Dylan Rivera, and down on the end is Soraya Matthew. In the middle there is Janae McCrary and Scarlett Shell, the lone senior over here by me. And before we get into all the basketball stuff, I always like to ask kind of some icebreaker fun questions to kind of get your energy up and get some personality out of you. So the first question is an easy one, is do you have a favorite movie, Soraya?
I'd probably have to say The Incredibles.
Okay, I like that pick. Janaea?
I really like Despicable Me movies.
Okay, Scarlett?
Okay, mine's a lot different from theirs. I like 10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay, I haven't seen that one. Okay.
It's good.
Let's go favorite musician, favorite musical artist.
Bryson Tiller.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I have a favorite, but I would say like R&B music.
R&B, okay.
Okay, I like country.
All
so
right.
just anybody country, I love them. Like Jason Aldean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Favorite TV show?
Stranger Things. Even though they still have not dropped that season, but yep.
It's coming up. I'm waiting on it too.
I would say Stranger Things as well.
Okay.
I like Friends.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Good pick. Okay. This one's a little bit more off the wall. If you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
Probably to teleport. So like, I can run on my own time and get to where I need to be when I want to be.
Sounds good to me. Janaea?
I would say invisibility. I'm very nosy and I'm sneaking around.
Scarlett?
I'd say to fly, just like skip traffic and just be able to be in the air, get some fresh air.
If you teleported, you could do that too.
Yeah, but you don't get the experience.
No, that's true.
The breeze in your hair.
That's true. Okay. Let's go some basketball ones. Let's go. Would you rather have a clutch and one or a clutch three-pointer?
And one.
Okay. Janaea?
I would say a clutch and one.
Okay. Scarlett?
I'd probably say three, because usually they call timeout on your whole team type. So I'd probably say three.
Okay. The last one is, would you rather have an ankle breaker or a filthy assist, just a behind-the-back dart or something like that, Soraya?
Probably an ankle breaker.
Okay.
I would say assist.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I'd probably say ankle breaker.
See, that's the passer and her.
Yeah.
And then you guys not being
sure.
the point guard. So there you go. All right. Let's start talking about the season now and what's upcoming for you guys. And Scarlett, let's start with what I said there in the intro, as being the lone senior on this team. And having to take a little bit more of a leadership role this season. What's that been like for you?
It's fun. I just like to, be that person that the girls can rely on and come to. And I don't know, it's sad just knowing that they're all going to be here and I'm going to be gone, doing college. But no, it's definitely exciting to be able to step up and take that leadership role that the seniors left kind of for me. I feel like most of it's on me, but I'm excited and I just love these girls, so it's exciting.
And it's a young team, so it's not
Yes.
like, players that maybe, there's a couple obviously, but some that haven't been on varsity for more than just a few months now.
Yeah.
So how have you seen the younger players adjusting to the varsity level?
It was definitely a climb for us to get there. I feel like obviously we're still improving every day, coming to practice and, doing our best, but we've definitely improved a lot from summer and just more fluent and just like as one, it's definitely a lot better and our practices are a lot more intense than they were in August.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Soraya and Janaea, both of you guys stepping up into bigger roles this season, and Janaea, I'll start with you here, is taking over the lead point guard duties. I know I asked you in June what that was like for you. Asking you now in November, what's it been like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely different from the past 2 years playing here, but it's nothing that it's like a big change for me. I feel like it's something I can definitely do. Yeah.
Now, you had said before, and I've heard Coach Coffey say this before, is that you've had to get more vocal in your position.
Yes.
What's that been like for you?
It's definitely easier knowing these girls, especially. We have a close bond, so being vocal with them is definitely easier for me.
One thing that I'm interested in, just following up on that out of a thought, is what's the team chemistry like? Like, what are you guys like in the locker room, and how much fun do you guys have playing together?
We're very close. We always joke around with each other, so all of our humor feeding onto each other is just fun all the time.
When I was at practice the other day, there was a lot of making eye contact and smiling at the other teammates while Coach Coffey and the other coaches are talking. So, but I know you guys have some fun for sure. Soraya, for you also, again, stepping into a bigger role and having to take on a little bit more of the load offensively. How have you adjusted to stepping into that role this season?
Well, just I try to set a good example for the younger players and show them that what's the word? The pace and the speed is so much different from what they're used to, and it can be overwhelming. But trying to keep everyone calm and collective and things like that.
In your eyes, do you think that there's going to be a little bit of a slower start, maybe not necessarily in record, but just for your team to get to a comfortability level with playing at that varsity speed?
Yeah, but we're getting there every day, practice.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what practices are for.
Yes.
But as far as your individual growth, how have you tried to improve your game from where you were last season to this upcoming season?
Definitely being consistent and not getting in my head a lot, If I turn the ball over, made a bad play, try to hustle back and get it back on defense and not being settled on what just happened and hanging my head and, just bouncing back from it.
Janaea, for you, is there anything in particular from, a game standpoint that you've tried to work on from last year to this year?
Yeah, I would say my confidence level is definitely something that I worked on. Even just getting in the gym more and paying attention to the little things that I need to work on, that's helped my game a lot.
Scarlett, same question to you. What's been your improvement that you wanted to make from last year to this year?
I'd say probably being more consistent on threes and just being able to be that person that, Jay or other point guards and stuff can trust me to make that shot for our team.
Where is your excitement and confidence level at for this upcoming season?
Oh, it's up here. I'm ready. I'm ready just to, have one less ride with all these girls that I grew up playing basketball with. And I feel it. It's in the air.
Now, Coach Coffey says that usually by middle of October, he's starting to get a little anxious about the season.
Yes.
Are you guys the same way?
Yes.
You start to feel that energy?
Ready for tip-off.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, game one's coming, so that's the good news. And the style of play might be a little bit different this year. And one thing that Coach Coffey had mentioned is a lot of it will be dependent on how Janaea's playing. So, Janaea, from your standpoint, what's that like having to kind of be the one that shoulders that load?
It's definitely something that I have to get used to, knowing that how I'm playing is going to affect my teammates as well. But I feel like just staying calm and collective will definitely help our team.
Now, when I had talked to you earlier today at Media Day, you had mentioned that you've got some good basketball influences in your life. How have they helped you prepare for this season where you get to be the lead point guard?
Yeah, they just let me know the little things that I need to work on. I definitely have a good family that I can count on to let me know anything that I need to fix.
Soraya, I know one thing that the coaching staff told me about you is they like that you bring some energy to the floor. Is that something that comes with time? Is that something that you work on, or is that just you playing you?
Really just me playing me. Like, I feel like if the energy's not there, then, like, practice is not going to be there either. So, like, you know, people might not want to practice some days, might want to go home. But, like, you know, if we have energy, it's going to go by fast, so that'll help. And, yeah, I feel like if I'm in a good mood and uplifting, then everybody else can feed off that and also be in a good mood. And it just makes a good environment for us.
You three all being on varsity last year and being able to be a part of the team that made the semifinal game, what do you feel like that experience can lend you for this year, whether it be just, you know, something that you've learned from last year's run or something like that that you can take over into this season's ride?
I feel like that, like, it prepares us, you know, if we do get to stay, hopefully, like, you know, that's the goal. But, yeah. But we, like, already have, like, an understanding of, like, what to expect, kind of, even though, like, this year our group is different. But, you know, that still helps.
Have you guys seen a difference in the coaching staff or in the team at all and how this season's being approached as to last year?
We just have a lot more, like, you know, younger people, and we're, like, more of, like, we're going to be, like, more of, like, last year was a team-led team, so, like, we're going to be a team-led team this year. Mm-hmm. So that's really good. And coaching staff had just been perfect last year, this year, too. Nothing really much changed.
Are you saying that just because you don't want to run laps, or are you saying
no,
that?
It's real. I'm for real.
Yeah. Janaea, one thing that I think is going to be a big factor is how you guys play defensively. We've talked a lot about the offensive side of the basketball and you guys being able to share the ball very well and probably going to play a little bit of up-tempo ball. But defensively, what do you see out of this team so far?
We're definitely working on our defense a lot, and it improves more and more each day. I feel like defense is going to be a really big impact on how our games go. So as long as we, you know, get up on defense, we're going to be fine.
Scarlett, I know that this team, this coaching staff, you guys have goals in front of you that you want to reach. Mm-hmm. What are those maybe goals for you this season, knowing that you've got a younger team? Does that affect anything that you have in front of you, or is the goal still the same goal?
I feel like we all kind of have the same, like, main goal, like make it to stay. You know, we set, like, goals as a team, like turnovers and stuff like that. But I just feel like, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. I don't know. I just feel like it's mainly to make sure that the younger classmen are, like, prepared, because I know that in our practice, Coffey always reminds us, like, it's like a whole different pace, and, like, you know, freshman ball or JV ball, like, it's completely different. And I just feel like we just are ready and prepared, like, trying to make sure that we're ready and prepared for that change of pace.
One thing that I want to ask you all while you're up here, at least one of you, so I'll ask Scarlett, is how Broken Arrow girls basketball has grown over the last few years. And I mean, I've seen it on my own end, and Coach Coffey had alluded to it as well, is seeing that, you know, the program was smaller when he first got here, and now to the size of the program, but also the amount of people showing up to see you guys play. That's got to feel like an encouraging sign, not just for the program itself, but for girls basketball overall, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's just like, it feels like a family, like just one big family. I'll be at work and I see girls from kids camp and they're like, Scarlett, and I'm like, hi. Like, it's just like a big culture. And I feel like that's something a lot different from when I was in middle school and, like, looking at the high school players. And I don't know, I just feel like we're all, like, connected more, and it's not different, like, groups and everyone's separated. It's definitely just like a big family.
Soraya, I know you had mentioned the kids camp to me earlier today, and I didn't even get to ask you guys about that, is going through that process of being able to coach the little ones. What was that like for you guys this summer?
It was really fun. You know, my team won the championship. But it was really fun getting to connect with the kids and, like, put them through different drills and, you know, just connect with them and just have fun and things like that.
Janaea, when you're on the floor, do you hear much of the crowd? Do you hear much of what's going on around you, or are you kind of in the zone?
I'm just in the zone. I cannot hear anyone around me. I'm just locked in on my team and my coach, you know, what plays we're running. Cannot hear any of the audience.
Just curious, because we had talked about the growth of the program, and I was like, you know, if it's getting louder in there, I wonder if they even recognize it on the floor, because I feel like maybe that you would, but maybe you don't, you know?
Yeah.
Scarlett, do you feel that way too, or are you able to kind of block it all out? How is it for you?
I feel like at moments it's definitely, I feel like when we make a mistake or like the other team gets hype or whatever, I feel like you can definitely hear it and you're like, oh my gosh, like we need to lock in, you know, or when we get like a good shot or something and like just the whole gym's hype, you can definitely feel like the good and the bad moments, but all the in between is just whistles.
Yeah, well, looking forward to a lot of big good moments this season, right? The season just getting ready to start, and we're so excited for you guys. Thank you for joining me here at Buffalo Wild Wings, and we've still got more coming up next. 3 more players are going to join me here on the set. Don't go anywhere. Keep it right here live on Uncaged.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Oh, I got my order wrong.
This is me, Jessica. And this is
Jessica?
not my coffee. And my friend said, oh, wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap. And I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, parks improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Welcome back live to Buffalo Wild Wings. It's Uncaged with the girls basketball program. Excited for this season to get started. We have, let me make sure I've got the last names right here. Leah Peters,
yes.
Gracie Sanders, and Audrey Dow. You're not going to get that last name wrong. That's been in Broken Arrow for a while now. I'm Dylan Rivera. Excited about this season, but before we get into it, of course, we've got to ask the fun questions. So the first one, I'm going to flip it on you guys. I'm going to start with the basketball ones. The ankle breaker or a flashy pass into an assist. What would you take, Leah?
I definitely take the ankle breaker. It seems more cooler, and it's like your own little moment. So
Okay, Gracie?
Definitely ankle breaker.
All right.
I would take the pass.
There you go. That's a teammate answer is what I think.
Yeah.
All right. A clutch and one or a clutch three-pointer, Leah?
Definitely a clutch and one, but that's only if I make the free throw.
Crazy.
Definitely and one because your teammates get hype, like shoulder bump, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the and one too because it's more exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with the more fun away from basketball ones. The superpower. What would you have, and why?
Probably read minds.
Why?
I'd love to know what everybody is thinking, and they can't really lie, so that's the one that's exciting.
Okay. Gracie?
Mine would be teleportation.
Okay.
So
I like that one.
Anywhere you think of, you just teleport to it.
I think that's a good answer. Audrey?
I would say the same as Leah, reading people's minds. Honestly, because I'm nosy, so I just want to know what people are thinking.
I had to Google for a couple of more because I was running out of them. Let's go with if you were a season, which one would you be and why?
I'd definitely be summer because it's the time that everybody has the most fun, and it's kind of like relaxing and just 2 months of peace and no stress.
Yeah. Gracie?
I would also say summer. Just feel like summer's so everyone's just so happy, excited. So I would say summer.
All right. Audrey?
I would say summer too. It's just fun.
Yeah. Easy answer. Last one I'll ask you here is, what job do you think you'd be really good at? A job, an occupation.
I think I'd be a really good teacher. It's not something that I'd go into, but if I wasn't worried about the money aspect of it, then I'd definitely be a teacher because I love to work with kids.
For sure.
I would say selling stuff, not like a particular thing, but selling stuff because I could convince people.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Audrey?
I would say being a nurse because I think I'm really good at helping people or just hanging out with people.
I'm going to flip that actually before we wrap up. What job do you think you'd be really bad at? What do you think would be like a job you'd just be no good at?
Definitely a coach.
I probably would say a coach too because I just get too frustrated.
Yeah. Okay. Audrey?
I would say like a salesperson. I'm
Yeah.
really bad at convincing people to buy stuff. And I'd probably feel bad begging them to buy something.
So, fundraiser season, you're not the one that's reeling in the money.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, well, let's get into basketball season. First question, I got to go down to our new faces down here, Leah and Gracie. I'll start with Leah and just how excited are you to be a part of this Broken Arrow basketball program, and what are you most looking forward to about this season?
I am so excited to be part of this program. I've been looking at this team since my freshman year, so I'm just glad I'm finally here. And I'm most looking forward to just the team aspect of it because I love all these girls, and they're very refreshing to be around, so it's a change for me.
Yeah, and Gracie, it's been a change from one school to the other for you as well, and you told me earlier that it was vastly different at the old school than where it is now. So what was that kind of culture shock, I guess, like for you?
I don't know. You just walk around Coweta, and you see the same faces every single day, and you walk around Broken Arrow, and you meet a new person every day. And also, whenever I moved to Broken Arrow, I was scared, but the girls are so welcoming that I just felt like I found my home.
Audrey, you've been around Broken Arrow for a long time now with, of course, your brothers who one is still in the Broken Arrow basketball program and the other one's playing tonight, isn't he?
Yes.
Or you. So busy time for you guys, of course. But what's it been like for you to grow up in a basketball family that's come up through this Broken Arrow Tiger program?
I think it's been really cool just to see how Connor went through things, Corbin goes through things, and now I'm going through the same things. And it's just been really nice and refreshing because I feel like every season I'm stepping into, I kind of know what the future is going to hold because they've told me or I've learned from them. And so I just think it's really cool and fun.
I want to know, just from a competitive standpoint, what it's like at home, because surely with 3 athletes, plus you said your parents were former athletes, it's got to be competitive in there, right?
It's very competitive. I would say out of all 3 of us, I'm the least competitive with each other. Corbin and Connor are always running their mouths. They always have something to say. And I feel like I am very competitive with them sometimes, but they are more all the time with each other.
Sure. You're stepping into a bigger role this season as well, and Coach Coffey had pointed you out as somebody that has taken some real strides from even just last season to this season, but even the summer to this season. how have you seen your game grow as you prepare for this year?
I feel like my confidence has grown a lot. That's been the biggest thing that I've heard from a lot of people, that they can tell I'm more confident just on the offensive end. Looking to score, being willing to score is not something that I've always done. And so I just feel like my confidence is really growing.
Now, you guys are not the lead point guards, but you also can feel that effect of the ball being moved a lot. So what can Tiger fans expect from this Tiger offense, and how quickly that ball might move, Gracie?
We take really good shots, you know? So, like, it just moves around, and then we get a shot, and it's like, you know, like really good ball movement.
The old saying is passing up a good shot for a great shot.
Yeah.
And you guys are all about that, right?
Yes.
For you guys coming into this program and having to learn how this team operates, right, and the X's and O's of this team, what's that adjustment been like for you, Gracie?
Very different. Coweta, you know, we shot a lot of threes, and we didn't really look inside out, you know. We took the three more than anything, and here the ball's just always moving. You know, we're looking for anybody that we can, so it's much different.
Any Tiger fans that might be watching this and don't know anything about you guys as players from your former programs, what can they expect from you individually? What's maybe your strength, and what's something that they can look forward to?
I would say my threes.
Mm-hmm.
I get hot on the 3-point sometimes.
Okay. Leah?
You're going to see me posting up. It may not always go in, but you're going to see me try.
That's what it's all about, right? It's all about the effort. Well, you guys have been working hard in practice, so I want to know a little bit about what practices have been like for you, not just for you individually, but as a team. What has it been like working through things day to day and getting prepared for the season, Leah?
Practice is definitely, like when I first came, it was kind of a struggle. I mean, you have to catch on quick, and it's play after play after play, and it's cuts and screens, and it's all very fast moving, but that was an adjustment that I had to make.
And now you guys have gone through a few scrimmages as well. From your eyes, what have things looked like on the scrimmage floor?
I'm feeling good about our scrimmages. I think we have a lot of potential, and once we really focus in and give 100% energy and just all hype each other up, then we get going, and we're really good.
Yeah.
And I mentioned with the girls who had been in this program about the growth of Broken Arrow basketball, and maybe you've seen that from a distance, but how excited are you just to get on the floor and play in front of Broken Arrow Tiger fans?
I'm so ready. I've been pumped. Like, media day was today, and I was just ready to be on the floor in that jersey.
That gets your juice pumping a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah, the atmosphere is a little different. And, of course, for you guys stepping into this program, I'm sure that's a big step forward. But from a class standpoint, from going Class 5A to Class 6A for you, Gracie, do you see a little bit of a difference between styles of play or how things go out on the floor?
Yes. I feel like from 5A to 6A, there's going to be much bigger competition. And, you know, there's just a lot better players in 6A, so I'm just excited to see what I can do against better competition.
Audrey, you were around this team last year, and I asked the girls who were here on the set earlier about what you can carry over from last season to this season. For yourself and for this team, what do you think is maybe a learning lesson that you guys had last year that you can bring into this year?
I think from last year, we just learned about how to be a team through adversity, or like when things don't go your way, you still have to keep playing. And I feel like our seniors did a really good job of teaching us that last year. And so I think like that's something that we could carry over to our team this year.
And speaking of the seniors and having just the one in Scarlet Shell this year, is having a young team, is that something that maybe is a little bit more fun for you, Audrey?
Yeah, it's more fun. I mean, last year I had a lot of fun too. I thought it was really fun. But this year it's just so much, we're so close because we've been with each other a lot of our lives. Like, I've been playing with Janaea since like 2nd grade. And so it's just, we're just so much closer, and we all really love each other. There's no like drama or anything between anyone. And so it's just really fun. What's the team chemistry like in sense of what's it like in the locker room? What are the bus rides like? If you guys have taken any bus rides yet, I don't even know if you have or not. What have they been like? They've been really fun. We took a bus ride yesterday to Sand Springs, and the coaches could probably just hear us laughing and getting mad at each other over a game that we were playing. And in the locker room, we're always laughing. We're always joking with each other. We're making TikToks, and it's just really fun. Does that make it a little bit easier out on the floor, Gracie, if you guys have a great connectedness to be able to just play seamlessly?
Yes, it makes the chemistry a lot stronger. And, you know, I feel like it hypes people up more because you're like so much closer.
when you're playing with a new team and having the chemistry that you're building, are you still having those moments of like, oh, I thought she was going to be in the corner, but she's not there
Yes.
yet? Yeah.
Yes.
Is that still happening even in
Yes.
practices and scrimmages now?
There's been a few times where I'd like pass the ball and they'd back cut, and then I'm just like just turn over the ball.
Still getting used to it.
Yes.
That's all it is. But one thing that I think has been really great about this program in particular is the defensive intensity that's brought out to the floor. Leah, I don't know if you've seen it in practices and scrimmages, but has it been pretty tough to score on your teammates in practice?
Yes, they're aggressive. They don't care about fouling either.
Who's the main culprit of that, though?
Probably me. I'm going to take the place for that one.
That's kind of why I asked, to be
me.
honest. But how much fun are you having just being a part of this team and being able to play with these girls?
I'm having so much fun. Like, I can't express how refreshing it is. Like, all the girls are so welcoming, and they're so sweet, and they're so nice. And it's really helped me with my confidence, and I feel comfortable on the floor, you know, making a mistake, making that bad pass, just knowing I have people that will lift me up after. And adjusting to a new coaching staff is also a little bit of a hurdle. So how has it been getting used to the 4 coaches that you have with Broken Arrow Girls Basketball? It's been great. They've helped me a lot, and since my first month here, I've already felt like I've grown just a lot, like just development and stuff. So, Gracie, your thoughts on that?
Whenever I first met Coach Coffey, he was very, very welcoming. And I feel like the coaches are really, really well at bringing, you know, like the excitement, and, you know, they just bring such good energy, especially to practice. Coach Davis, he's very hype man. So they just bring so much energy and, you know, just get us ready.
Yeah. I think you guys have a great staff, by the way. They're a lot of fun to be around, so that's for sure. Gracie, since you are the one who said you would be good at sales, if somebody at home is watching and going, you know what, I think I want to get out to a girls' basketball game this year, but I don't know, why should they come and see this team play?
I think they should definitely come and see us play because, you know, like we said, we're very unselfish, great ball movement. I think they could, you know, see a lot and then have fun.
Audrey, the last question I'll ask here is just how excited are you and how excited are your teammates to get this season going?
We are really excited to get the season going. We keep talking about how we just want to play games already. We're tired of practicing all the time, and we're just really excited to start games.
Ready to play somebody else, that's for sure. Well, tip-off's not too far away, so we're excited about it. Thank you 3 for joining me here, and thank you to the girls basketball program for joining us here at Buffalo Wild Wings, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week when we have the boys basketball program live here at Buffalo Wild Wings on Uncaged.